Guys, you don't know how to start a podcast? Watch Yet podcast.
Yeah, that was Google. Yeah, recently we have been going viral, so we know I think
Yeah,
we're
we're viral
We've been,
as chat.
we're going viral. No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
What's
Like
our highest viewed long form in the
ever.
last?
Now I
Yeah.
was having a conversation with Stan, and I think we should start posting like that 6-minute clip
Mm.
on TikTok, just as it is.
Cause you know what's in tomorrow's article?
What?
Paris Hilton's TikTok ad with Hilton Worldwide Hotels.
Why are you teasing the next one already, brother?
Stay tuned.
Yeah, podcast on that. Fuck, I was just talking to Stan about like how this podcast is like improving, and it's like so good.
They did
right
a
now.
10-minute TikTok ad.
Actual.
Yeah, and it had 4 million views in 24 hours.
Damn. Should we just like take
That's
over
for tomorrow,
tomorrow's
guys.
podcast?
Come back tomorrow.
But for more on that, okay.
Follow for part 2.
What he said. But no. So we know a thing or two about starting a podcast, like in all seriousness, or like running a podcast.
About us.
No, you do as well. Like you've worked, you've edited podcasts, you've produced podcasts.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what it takes to be like a really successful podcast producer. So
Mm-hmm.
for the people that want to, or actually no, fuck that. For the people that don't know, why should people start a podcast?
Because you get to talk shit. It's so fun.
That's one.
Like,
What
people
else?
you yap all day. You might as well just fucking record it.
But not everybody's watching it. Not everybody's watching every podcast. I think there's like it's either 1 or 5 million podcasts in the world right now. I know that's like so far apart, but why should people start a podcast?
Why not?
Well, that's the bad approach. Like, what do you mean? Why not? Like, if you have that approach to everything, then like, that's how you get suspended on Instagram, man. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I don't know.
Um,
Why do you think people should start? Why do you think people should start a podcast?
I think it's one where like they can find their voice and they can like kind of find the community that they're aiming
All
for.
right, here we go. See, smart guy over here.
No, but don't do that. Don't do that. I think that I don't know. It's really interesting because like now everybody and their mama has a podcast.
Yeah, but not everyone and their
us.
mama goes viral.
Yeah. So maybe not everybody needs to do a podcast, but everybody should try it if they want to.
Yeah. No, I think try it.
Yeah. But what makes a podcast successful though?
Funny viral clip moments.
Okay, so let's make some funny viral clip. Let's prove them. Let's prove it.
Or do I do a hack tour? Or what?
Whatever you want.
Hack tour contest right now?
Yeah, let's do.
Huh? No, I'm not
Nah,
doing
you gotta
that.
get on the. Duh.
Clip that.
Nah, gang. Nah. Nah.
David Clifford.
Nah, don't do that. But yeah, I think it's a stat. There's like 1 million podcasts in the world, or 5 million. It's one.
Huh?
It's either 1
5
or 5
million?
million. 1 or 5 million podcasts in the world. I think it's 1 million. There's 1 million podcasts in the world, all languages and stuff, and there's 500 million listeners that consume podcasts daily. That's stupid.
That's pretty stupid.
That's crazy. But they're not here
No, it's
though.
not
Why?
that stupid.
Huh?
People want to listen to.
Do you consume podcasts?
No.
Why?
The only time I do is on TikTok clips.
And is it a specific podcast or a specific niche or like what is it?
Yeah, it's the funny stupid
Fuck.
ones. The funny stupid ones.
Yeah.
Like the Chunks one, the Shits and Gigs,
Yeah.
Basement Yard.
But
That-
you've never had an interest to like after watching these clips, you've never had an interest to go like consume the whole podcast. Like if you're sitting on the train and like you don't find it appealing to download the podcast and just like listen to the 2-hour podcast on the train.
Yeah, I listen to Stance Planning.
You fucking suck up. Fuck you. I don't like you. Shut the fuck up.
Stance Planning is my
Do you
number
actually-
one. No.
Shut up. What is it?
No, listen to Stance Planning.
I was trying to get hired.
Stance Planning is so cool. Bring it back, please, Stan.
It's coming back.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do we have guests?
They just recorded one in New York.
Huh, actually?
Yeah.
Yay!
I'm
We need the soundboard in here.
gonna get one. I'm gonna get it, and I don't want to get it just with the sounds we have. I want to put like custom sounds.
Like Haktua.
But like, what sound should we put if I were to?
That'd be fucking
Just
hilarious.
8 toes.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, but I think if you want to start a podcast, really dive into why you wanna. Because
Mhm.
at this point, like, it's a common comment on TikTok and Instagram videos where like people are joking about like raising the price of microphones because like a lot of the times people just be saying shit
Yeah,
like
that's
that
fine.
is so unnecessary. So just make sure if you want to start a podcast is that like have a just figure out your why, and that's like the biggest thing in
Have a
life.
proper why and like a niche.
Even beyond the podcast, just figure out your why in life. Like, why are we here?
Spitting.
Huck too.
Guys, if you haven't watched Talk to
The clip.
Absolute Cinema, no, just the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm just plugging Talk.
I
Tour
low-key
right now.
watched it.
What the fuck?
I'll be real. I caved in. I watched the first like 20 minutes.
For inspo on that, or just because you're fucking bored?
What do you mean?
You inspo for
Nah, just pure
You just
entertainment.
watched it
Yeah,
for
I was-
entertainment.
I was like, nah. YouTube subscriptions box is looking dry. TikTok is not hitting right now. The host is not replying. Like, let me put out.
You know what you should do?
What?
Play Block Blast.
On the
Guys, if
podcast?
you didn't know, I'm the greatest Block Blast player on the planet.
what's your record?
101,845.
Oh, yeah. How does that rank globally?
I don't know.
Like, is that good? Is that
Yeah, that's amazing.
like top 15 in the world, dude?
You tried it and got like 200.
1,000. Yeah. Thank you very much. No, but I think that like, yeah, just the podcast. You know,
Why do you want to start a podcast? Figure that out.
like why do we have this podcast? I think a lot of people don't know that. So maybe you should. Tell
We
the people
have
why
this
we
podcast to try and
No, try. Don't say try.
to help
Yeah.
you guys with your marketing and
Yeah, I think my why or like when the way
is it to spread the article, spread the newsletter more?
kinda, but it's more like it's powered by the newsletter. Like the
Mm.
podcast should be an entity on its own.
Yeah.
And I think that this podcast is in specific, it's like ideally or like where we want to be in like a year's time, 5-10 years time, is that to be the daily like hangout spot for everything marketing. So like we should talk about like why Diddy got arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like that's marketing.
But we know why he got arrested.
Why freak off?
All that
Freak
shit,
off's
all
gone
that
too
crazy
far.
shit. But there's some fucking crazy shit.
Yeah, I'm low-key scared of that man.
I would be.
He was just chilling in Central Park. Like,
I'm a child. I'm scared of him.
yeah, I feel that. You could have been a victim.
I could have been.
Could have been.
Records.
Could have been records. Well, we need Drewski on.
Somebody smell like shit.
But no, and just the last thing on the podcast stuff that I'll cover is that having a podcast is not worth it if your heart's not in it.
Mm-hmm.
I put my heart in this.
Mhm.
Why does everyone think? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's so many podcasts out there right now that it's like, if you really don't believe in it 110%, if you really don't see yourself doing that shit like 10 years from now, then just don't bother.
Yeah, if you're just doing it as a piss take, just
Don't waste your breath.
And that goes with everything in life, guys.
Yeah. See, philosophies.
Mm.
Came for the marketing, stayed for the philosophy
Mm.
type shit. Carter,
That's gonna take some editing, David. I'm so sorry
what do you mean?
to get the story out of that. You know how many times I went off
The
track?
short?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now.
And right now,
Let's do it right now.
full clip.
Yep.
Why
is
do
how you
you
make-
want a podcast,
This is how you make a podcast short.
David? Decide which one's better. Why do you want a podcast? Why do you need a podcast?
Why do I need a podcast?
Do you want a podcast?
What's the hook? Wait, what's the title of the thing?
Why you need a podcast?
Here's why you need a podcast.
Here's why you don't need a
And
podcast.
I think this is the exact reason why you need a podcast.
Mm.
And then so now what's the conflict? I'd be like, nah, not everyone needs a podcast.
Yeah, go again.
No, okay, so we're just off the top. This is fucking crazy.
Go.
And I think that's the reason why everybody needs a podcast.
No, I don't think everyone does though,
Why not?
because like they're just talking shit half the time, wasting their breath in that.
Yeah, but I think there's so much potential in that. Like, you could like.
Keep going. It was good. Keep going.
Run it back. All right, ready? And I think And I think that's the reason why everybody should start their own. And I think that's the reason why everybody should start their own podcast.
I don't think everyone needs to though,
Why not?
because not everyone needs to share their opinion.
Yeah, but I think it's so much potential to find your own community within podcasting. Like people, sometimes it's harder to find your community in real life than it is online.
Mm.
So if you cover a certain interest or a certain genre of topic of conversation that you like, you can quickly find a community of people that are into the same thing. Like one of the podcasts I recently discovered is called Therapy,
Yeah.
and I discovered that podcast from the Kendrick and Drake beef,
Oh.
just from that, and now he's blown the fuck up ever since then.
Yeah, but you don't think there's the community? How many podcasts are in that community?
There's a lot of podcasts in the hip hop community.
Yeah. And why would you need another one?
I think it's interesting, like if the person is gonna have different takes, I think it's interesting to hear like a different perspective on things.
Yeah, it's not like comments or for and that.
Maybe, but I think yeah, like if your heart's not in it, you shouldn't do a podcast.
No, yeah, facts.
Like
That's why I feel like not everyone needs one, because people don't put their heart into it.
Yeah.
Like they just want a podcast for a podcast.
yeah, no, have purpose. I think.
Yeah. They want that check.
Cheddar, not cheese.
W
That's
Club.
good.
W
That's good.
Club.
David, you got this.
Timestamp it. When was that?